Evening, lads. Evening, all. Evening, one and all. Right. This is probably the last one before, definitely last one before Christmas. Definitely. Last one before Christmas. We talk about AJ Fury. Because I tell you what, right? In the time I've been doing videos after AJ's fight against, what was the guy's, Pulev, I've done hardly any, discussing about this fight. So why not? The last one we do, probably not the last one I do before the end of the year, but definitely the last one I do before Christmas. Why don't we have a little chat? Why don't we just get in and have a talk about AJ Fury? It's a touchy subject, this subject, right? Because I talked about AJ Fury after AJ fought Pulev, right? And I just said, look, right, it's not a bad fight, it's not a bad show, but we'll see how it goes. Fuck, man, you piss off a lot of guys when you start going one way or the other. I mean, I was saying AJ wasn't looking amazing, and people were like, yo, G, what the fuck? You hating on AJ? I was like, oh, here we go. This is a touchy subject. Touchy subject. What we got? We get a few people in the chat. Big up to Rich every time. G-Man's rocks every single time. Yeah, hashtag G-Man's rocks. We get that trending. Yeah, big up, man. Big up every time. Big up the Helen every time. Big up the hashtag G-Man's rocks. Yeah, we got to get that trending in this chat. Big up to Ben. Big up to Fossy every time. Big up with the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Means I don't have to monetize this now. Happy out. Happy out. Did I see the interview with Coogan and AJ? I seen bits of it, man. I can't sit through an IFL interview. I can't sit through Coogan's intro. Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Man, is your debt causing you sleepless nights? I can't do it, man. I can't do it. But big up to you every time for the super chat, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Big up, G-Man. Letitia, big up to you. You legend, yeah. Big up to Letitia every single time. Big up to Luke. Yes, G-Man. Let's talk boxing. We get that tight trending, man. Big up to Nick every time. Big up, G-Man and the chat. Yes, Nick. Glad to have you in the building. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. Smash the like button on your way in. We got 19 in the chat. Big up, Unrival. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Big up to Unrival. As the poll actually, yeah, you put the poll up. Oh, yeah, you got me in the same group as The Wire, Tony's Review, and EJ Boxing. Your boy's currently leading. There's only been 16 votes, but your boy's currently leading. But big up to you, man. Appreciate the super chat. As Nick says, smash the like button on the way in. I missed a few people. Joe Stunner. Big up, Joe, every time. G-Man's rocks. How's everyone? It's fucking brilliant, man. Merry Christmas to you all. Peace. Big up to Joe every time. Big up to Joe. Big up to Devin. Evening, guys. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. You got to get that trending. Oh, look who we got in the chat. We got Graham Callan in the chat. Big up to you. I'm the real G. I think we both know that that's clearly a lie. I think we both know that you wish you were, but we all know who the real G is. You don't have your own mug. I'll just leave it at that, bro. You don't have your own mug. Your boy does. Big up to another Graham Taylor. G-Man's rocks. Big up. Happy Christmas. Yes. What do I think of Josh Kelly's fight? Man. 2 years in the making has taken them to get in the ring with Avanesyan. Let's bring the old camera in. 2 years has taken him to get in the ring with Avanesyan, right? 2 years. I think he's going to get battered. I think Adam Boot knows what he's doing. I don't think Adam Boot wants this fight. I think he's going to look, it'd be competitive, but Avanesyan's useful. Right? Avanesyan's useful. Right? He is. I can't see him beating Josh Kelly. I mean, put it like this, right? That Kerman Lahasas guy, the Spanish guy who he beat twice, I thought he was better than Kelly. All right. Kelly is he's just flashy. He's just flashy. It makes him kind of, gives you the impression. Like I remember Boxing Legends TV. They were bigging up Josh Kelly when he started out. But I was like, motherfucker, he's fighting journeyman. Yeah, anyone can look flashy against journeyman. You know, there's some absolute crap journeyman out there. But yeah, no, I didn't see his interview with Coogan. I just seen snippets of it, man. As I said, is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Sick of that fucking intro. That's why I don't like it. I like Boxing Social a lot better. Second part, Abe talks about when he sparred Fury. He says he schooled him. Now, Fury even admitted I think AJ was only just turned pro, or he was still an amateur. AJ beat him up in sparring. So yeah. Oh yeah, I want to see this. Florian Marku versus Ryland Charlton confirmed. Decent fight. Yeah, Ryland Charlton. I remember watching his fight against that Joe Lawrence guy. Man, that Joe Lawrence guy. If he carries on fighting, he's going to be the next WTF. Wait and you see. That guy is. I won't be the next one, but he'll be on that list. He'll be on that list of WTF videos sooner or later, because that guy, and I've seen one of his IFL interviews, the guy's learned nothing. He literally got battered up and down the ring for 3 rounds by Ryland Charlton. Ryland Charlton's not bad, but you'd imagine that Marku has enough. I mean, he got badly robbed. I mean, that was a shocker against who was it? That Jamie, what was his name? Jamie Lew or Stuart Lew or something like that. But he wasn't fighting a good guy. We'll put it like that. He was fighting an all right guy. A guy who beat Mick Hennessy Jr. at middleweights. That shows to show what Mick Hennessy Jr. is like. But yeah, the referee, he wanted to be a Terry O'Connor guy. He wanted to be a Terry O'Connor guy. Gee, man, if you watch I know, Nick, I know, but still, it's just knowing that that's there, and you hear that little issue with it. Skip the adverts. And it's a shame you can't get an ad blocker on that. Can't get an ad blocker on that. Buzzy, big up G, man. Big up G, man. Big up Buzzy, I should say. Merry Christmas, G, man. We're all good, Buzzy. We all good. We're pretty much finished up the stuff outside YouTube for Christmas. So we're pretty much good with that. It's just about having a bit of fun now. What little fun you can have in Ireland in 2020. What little flipping fun you can have. Apparently, AJ willing to drop the belt. Yeah, Hearn carrying on about undisputed. Well, that's Eddie Hearn just trying to sell it. I mean, and I'll click on that now in a sec, but that's Eddie Hearn just trying to sell the fight as undisputed. Like, Eddie Hearn, that fight doesn't need undisputed. Like, it'd be nice, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have undisputed, but that fight realistically doesn't need undisputed. It just needs to happen. That's all it needs. I mean, your average, look, put it like this, right? Your average casual, and I remember, right, if he's still in the chat, where is he? I'll bring this comment back up here. I'll bring up this comment here, right? Remember me, one of my mates outside YouTube. Remember me and you, a few of the lads went to Chalk for food. And I remember one of the lads was saying, doesn't Eddie Hearn, doesn't he run boxing? Isn't he like the boxing like kind of guy? I was like, he doesn't run all the boxing. So when you're dealing with like the pure casuals, they wouldn't give a you-know-what. They wouldn't give a shit if it's undisputed. They probably wouldn't even know what that means. So if you're selling this fight to the casual, which you will be, I really don't think they need to do undisputed. And Eddie Hearn's smart. He knows that, and as well as that, right? Eddie Hearn is smart enough to know that he's already put AJ in there with a fight, and he's already lost. He knows AJ could be a bit vulnerable. He's not going to take the risk of putting AJ in there with Usyk when he knows there's a good chance he could lose, and then we're back to square one like you were with Ruiz. Eddie Hearn's not going to do that, so he'll vacate that title before he fights Tyson Fury, definitely. But I said, right, that fight just hinders on fans, man. I said it in my video today. That fight hinges on fans in attendance. That fight's not. Well, someone actually, if people commented on that video and said that's a Saudi Arabia job, yeah, it could very well be. Said before, Eddie Hearn is pushing AJ to drop it. Well, Eddie Hearn's done that in the past. Like, do you remember when Kell Brook was finished? Well, when he lost the Triple G, and Eddie Hearn was just saying to Brook, drop that IBF title, drop the IBF title. You know, he wanted Kell Brook to drop it, and Kell Brook didn't, as you saw in my WTF video. And if you haven't seen it, go give it a watch. That's what I will say. Yeah, Unrival has his own mug, so we both have our own mugs. I've got mine, says hashtag G-Man's Rocks and King of Rip Jeans. King of Rip Jeans and hashtag G-Man's Rocks. You can't make that stuff up. I could sell you there. G-Man's Rocks. Yeah. You got to get that. You got to get that. I'm the only one. The only G-Man. All right, big up to Mark every time. Big up to Mark every single time. In my opinion, who are the top 3 trainers in the UK currently? Top 3. You know, I would probably put Shane McGuigan number 1. Shane McGuigan is a good trainer. He really is. He's an underrated. Shane McGuigan. Do you know who else I'd have in my top 3? right? Sean O'Hagan. He does not get enough credit, that guy. Look at the work he's done with Maxi Hughes and look at the work he's done with Josh Warrington. He doesn't get enough credit for the good he's done. He's just one of those kind of trainers who's just, he's in the background. He does what he needs to do, but look at his fighters. His fighters are all very, very good. He's got his fighters to world titles. So I'll put Sean O'Hagan in there. Who's the third? Don Charles? No, obviously not. Not Don Charles, no way. Or Tunde Ajayi, neither of them two. See, I want to say Adam Boot, but Adam Boot has a certain style. And if you're not, like, look at Mick Conlan. Mick Conlan should not be with Adam Boot. Styles don't clash. He's not athletic enough to fight that way. But who would I put in there? Seriously, probably, maybe, I'm going back and forth between Caldwell and Moore, Jamie Moore. I probably would go with Dave Caldwell. Dave Caldwell is a good coach. Or actually, maybe Mark Tibbs. No, I'll go with Mark Tibbs. Never mind Dave Caldwell. I'll go with Mark Tibbs. Tibbs is a good coach. He is. He's a good coach. Dave Caldwell is good too. Dave Caldwell has a good brain. But I think, to a lesser extent, he's a bit like Joe Gallagher, to a lesser extent, in which he just kind of, he really does play manager a bit too much. He's not as bad as that guy, Joe Gallagher. And Joe Gallagher I never rated Gallagher as a trainer. Like, he's better than your average trainer, but he's not amazing. And he really does. He loves pricing his fighters out. I mean, you could look at this, right? You get Joe Gallagher, give your fighter a great deal. Oh, no, we're worth more than that. Oh, fuck it, we're worth more than that. Priced himself out of everything. Do you know who Beterbiev was fighting in January? Letitia asks. Adam Dennis, an absolute bum. Yeah, I knew he was fighting the nobody. I knew he was fighting an absolute no hope. I just wasn't 100% sure. That's a good question, actually, about your top three trainers. Because there's other, like, I mean, you have Dominic Ingle up in the Ingle gym. I'm always a bit reluctant to talk about him because he is a decent enough trainer, but there's a lot of stigma with that gym. There's a hell of a lot of stigma with that gym. And then you got Ben Davison. Ben Davison's not too bad. He's doing some decent work out there. There's a good few trainers out there. See, Ben Davison is only really starting to get a stable of fighters. So I want to watch him. Because I like what I see so far, but I want to see him get a bit more fighters in that stable and see how they do. I really want to see him with a few more fighters. They're really like the main guys. I would say Shane McGuigan's number one. I've been really impressed with Shane McGuigan and the way he gets his fighters. Sean O'Hagan doesn't get enough credit. Really doesn't get enough credit. You know, Ben Davison and what did I just say? I said Dave Caldwell. Oh, Mark Tibbs. Those kind of guys. You got AJ beating Fury personally. It's a touchy debate. I mean, it really is, because I done a live stream straight after AJ fought Pulev, and I said, based on that performance, I'd pick Fury to beat AJ. Oh my God. You get people like, I thought you were an AJ fan. Now you're saying you're there. Oh, bleh, mate. I call it like I see it. Just because I say one fighter doesn't mean it's like, come on now. I've been doing this long enough. You should know how I play on this channel. Big up to Marku. Hope he doesn't get robbed again. Yeah, man, that was bullshit. That was absolute bullshit what happened in that first fight. Or that fight with that Stewart guy. Was that his name? Jamie Stewart or something like that? That was absolute bullshit. It really, really was. He won every round. He dropped the guy. Oh, it was just, yeah, 1 round. Your man done all right, 5th round. But that was it. I remember that Fury interview bigging up AJ. Yeah, man. He knew back then. He knew it back then. Never heard of him. Not many people have, Letitia. Not many people have. Yo, big up to Intangible every single time. Intangible Boxing News. Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with KO Debt. Free impartial device. And whatever Coogan says next is Coogan Cathy's for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. How are you? You know, I got a water bill to pay. That's what he says next. Other than AJ Fury, Spence Crawford, which fight do you want to see in 2021? Well, I know it's a fight we're getting. But I'm looking forward to Estrada versus Chocolatito. Really looking forward to that. I want to see Taylor versus Ramirez. That's what I want to see. Garcia Campbell. That's the second. Can't wait for that. Who else do we have? We've got some others. I really want to see Ramirez versus Taylor. I want to see Undisputed. I got Taylor in that fight. I really want to see that fight. And obviously Estrada and Chocolatito, definitely. Well, we're getting that fight. That's going to be, man, I'm going for Estrada in that fight. Every time. Every time. And that fight is going to be epic. That fight is going to be absolutely epic when we see that. I'm telling you now, that fight's going to be epic. You will not see anyone disappointed in that fight. That is going to be a good fight. AJ's a lot bigger than Wilder and a far better boxer. Core, definitely. Fury won't be able to bully AJ like he did Wilder. It will be harder for AJ or for Fury to outbox AJ because AJ can box. AJ knocks out Fury. I sure as hell, I'm not picking him yet, but we'll wait and see. You never know. Things change. I might change my opinion. I don't know. But at this minute in time, as it stands, if this fight was announced next, going with Fury on points. I was watching Mark's video today, Unrivaled. He was saying he's got Fury by stoppage. I think in the 8th round, you said. I'm not. No, I don't. I'd be surprised if we see a stoppage. If we see a stoppage, I'm thinking AJ. Crawford versus. You see, I don't like what Spence is saying because Spence is coming out and saying he wants 70-30 Crawford. It's like, what? Or for him and that, it's like, what? Come on, man. If you're giving numbers like that, you don't want the fight. I'll tell you, if you're coming out with numbers and figures like that, you don't want the fight. Simple as, you don't want that fight. If you're coming out with like 70-30 in your favor, you don't want that fight. Simple as. Pac-Man McGregor, what a joke. Yeah, it is. It's a yeah, it is. Oh man, I've seen enough of that. And then we have that little, what was it, Jake Paul making that silly video. He's a child, that guy. He's a fucking child. Gee, man, get the feeling there's a rift between AJ and Hearn when his managerial team negotiate, as his MGT team, managerial team negotiated fights. Eddie Hearn, AJ to Eddie Hearn is like his pride and joy. I'd be surprised there was a rift. I would, but you got to imagine that AJ is probably looking at Eddie Hearn and thinking, you know, I'm managing these fighters. I'm doing this. I can go out on my own. I can do this. I'm serious. Wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if AJ is thinking of maybe like, can I get out of it? Can I leave matching? But I wouldn't say there's a rift necessarily. Tim says, I've got a bad feeling we won't see AJ versus Fury. I think it will play out like Joshua versus Wilder. You see, here's the thing, right? This is one thing that I'm actually feeling happier, right? This is one thing that this fight, Fury is smart and Wilder is not. Fury knows a good deal when he sees one. Deontay Wilder knows ABC. That's about it. So Fury is not going to turn down unnecessary offers. Fury is not going to be someone who just Deontay Wilder just doesn't get it. That's the bet. And put it like this, right? When AJ lost to Ruiz, Wilder was acting like he done it. It's like, mate, come on now. Come on now. Like, what? That's the one thing. The only thing I'm worried about this fight is like that is when it's basically when if fans are allowed in, because they're going to want to do this fight in the UK. They probably will take it abroad if they have to. Like if the Saudis put up enough money or somewhere like that, they will probably take it abroad. But I really, truly hope that this is in the UK. Because I'd go over to it if it was in the UK. I'd probably still go to it if it was in Saudi, to be honest with you, though. But still, I would. I still want to see it. It just depends on fans, man. It really does, because they're going to want to maximize revenue. They want to maximize gate receipts. And if there's no fans or if there's limited fans, they're not going to want to put that on. They want to pay these fighters. You got a feeling the Saudis will want to pay enough to make it undisputed. Yeah, man. I mean, they are chucking the money into boxing these days. I could not believe, like when I couldn't believe that they were going to do, because remember Eddie Hearn when AJ lost to Ruiz. He was adamant, like straight after, he was like, in the UK, in the UK, in the UK. And then he does it in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm the true G, man. Yeah, that's it. You can tell AJ's pissed off. It's interesting. Be interesting now to see what happens. We're gonna let this simmer. We're gonna let this simmer and see what happens. Eddie calling the WBO's bluff. He'd prefer undisputed, of course. I'd say the WBO. I'd say they are probably bluffing. I mean, like they're probably like, yeah, they could be like, yeah, we want to play, the good guys and this, that, and the other. But they're looking at that fight. They want to get paid. They want to get paid, lad. They want to get paid. 35 in the chat. Smash the like button. Let's make 30 likes. Yes, peeps. If you haven't already, if you could, please smash the like button. 35 in the chat, only 18 likes. Let's smash the like button. Yeah, Hagen is a good shit. Hagen is a good coach, man. He just doesn't. See, doesn't really put himself out there like the other trainers. So you don't see as much from him, but he's a good coach, bro. Very good coach. Underrated. Very underrated. Very underrated. You'd rather see Canelo win with Plant than Billy Joe. Billy Joe tries to be someone who can box as a job, not for the love. He can't keep in shape between fights. No, he's and sure, look, that was what stopped him from getting the Canelo fight in September. It's just that he just wasn't in shape. And there's a lot of things about Billy Joe. Like at super middle, he's not beating Canelo. No way. No way. No way. No way. He's not beating Canelo with super middle. Depends really. Like I've seen, was it Mike Coppinger tweeted that Canelo's already had words with WBC. He wants to get out in March and just get this Yildirim fight out of the way. I mean, they want to do it in Mexico, actually, they were saying. I mean, like, I can't picture of a better opponent to look good against than Yildirim for Canelo, because he's going to come straight at Canelo. He's not going to have to look for him. He's not got the best punch resistance in the world. He's not really a big puncher. Canelo is going to absolutely blow Yildirim out in a couple of rounds. I'd be surprised. Seriously, that's a 2 or 3 round job for Canelo. Yeah, big up to Ben Davison every time. Now, big up to Ben Davison. I have a lot of time for that guy. A lot of time for Ben Davison. Ingle could be in there. Well, Tommy Hagler says it himself. There you go. There we go. I'll leave it at that. Dom Ingle. Yes, Dominic Ingle. There we go now. Gerard, big up. Kind of busy right now. Just came into the stream. I'll listen later. Hopefully be here for the next one. Man, big up. Just appreciate the support. Big up. You appreciate you locking in, man. Big up. Big up. Maybe next time. We're probably going to do another one before the end of the year anyway, but this is the last one for Christmas. So we're taking Sunday off this weekend. I don't know. I always stream on Sundays, but this Sunday we're taking it off. It's Christmas, man. When I first heard Sean O'Hagan boxing, I thought it was the giant Irish strong guy. Yeah, man. It's Sean O'Hagan that's an Irish name, man. That's an Irish name. And Josh Warrington, his son. I know what you mean about Boot being suitable for only certain styles, but isn't that true of most trainers? Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, you're right there, Joe. You are. But I think with Boot has a very, you see, some trainers can get around certain styles, right? But with Adam Boot, it relies on you being athletic, relies on you, having good reflexes, having the punching power to keep these guys. You see, that's where Mick Conlan and that's where Josh Kelly are flawed, because they just don't have the punching power. You see, the way it is with Josh Kelly, right? He's using all this slick movement. He's trying to be explosive. He's trying to, basically leap into these guys. But these guys are all on him like white to rice, because he just doesn't have the power to keep these guys off. I mean, look at Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson was all over him like a bad smell, and he won the fight. He just didn't get the decision. And Evan Estienne is going to be all over him like Evan Estienne is going to light Josh Kelly up like a Christmas tree in this fight. Seriously. Mark my words. I like Peter Fury. Peter Fury, actually, good shout, Devin. Good shout there. And Tommy as well. Big up. I forgot about that. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, no, Peter Fury is an excellent trainer. He really, truly is. He's a good boxing brain, has Peter Fury. Really knows his stuff. Really good boxing brain. You see, I forget about Peter Fury from time to time, just because he's got Savannah Marshall. He's got Hughie Fury. Who else does he have? Because you don't see, he's not constantly there, if you know what I mean, in terms of, at these events and this, that he's got Savannah Marshall, Hughie. I don't think he has anyone else. But Peter Fury, that's a man who knows boxing. That's a man who he's zoned in. He is in there. He has it. He gets it. So how dare you? You won't be laughing when Hughie Fury is undisputed. Yes, we won't be laughing when Hughie Fury. To be fair, he is looking a bit better. I'll give him that. He is looking a bit better. I'll give him that. But man, Huey Fury. I don't know what's more dull. Watching Huey Fury fight or listening to a Daniel Dubois interview. Do you remember I done the impression of him chatting to a woman or chatting to girls the other night? Daniel Dubois walks up to a girl in a nightclub. Yeah. All right. I'm a boxer, yeah. Right, well. Yeah, well done. That's pretty much how it goes. G-Man's rocks big up every time. You want to see Billy Joe versus Canelo. Few people want to see that. Well, honestly, I reckon we're getting Canelo versus Yildirim next. That's just what I think. I reckon that's next. Canelo versus Yildirim. In terms of who we'll see next, I'd rather see him against Billy Joe than Triple G. I've seen that fight twice already. I know what's going to happen. I think Canelo's going to win. So I've seen that fight twice. I don't really want to see it again. I'd rather see Billy Joe. But at least Billy Joe, from a style point of view, might not be the most straightforward for Canelo. So you're kind of thinking, yeah, let's have a look at it. You still pick Canelo to win, obviously. But do you think Joyce would be in trouble? Would trouble AJ if they met? Yeah. I wouldn't be picking him, but his jab, his punching power, his toughness, and he would pressure AJ. Man, I think Joyce could cause AJ some problems in there. Seriously. And if AJ starts opening up and Joe Joyce, he'll just keep coming, that guy. He really is a juggernaut. Joe Joyce could bother AJ, definitely. And look, people could say, yeah, AJ could hit hard enough to knock out Joe Joyce. I'm sure Joe Joyce is a good chin, and AJ could hurt him. But if AJ starts getting tagged by Joe Joyce has two sandbags in his fists. Look at Joe Hanks's face when he took that Joe Joyce left hook. I remember Richard Dwyer picked Joe Hanks to beat Joe Joyce. Oh, Richard Dwyer, I remember that prediction. I remember Intangible told me about that video. I went back and watched it. I just remember that. Yeah, 16-1. I like those odds. I think Joe Hanks will do it. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Man, no matter how big I ever get, Richard Dwyer is the G. He is the G. Nick wants Inoue versus Casimero. Be an all-action fight, but I would pick Inoue heavily in that fight. Favor him heavily in that fight. That will definitely be in America, Darren. Yeah, definitely. I reckon that'll be in America every day. Yes, and me and Nick are on the same page. We're looking forward to the same fights. Taylor versus Ramirez. They got to get that fight going. I want to see that fight. And yeah, I can't wait, man. I'll do an all-nighter for that one. I'll happily stay up for Quadras versus Estrada too. Is your debt? All right. Is the debt you picked up? Oh, hang on a second. Is the debt you picked up buying gambling ads on IFL causing you sleepless night? If so, tough titty, you mug. That's still the funniest thing ever. Like, I mean, they spent years being promoted by William Hill, all those at Bet365, and now they're a betting agency. Thoughts on Savannah Marshall? She looked incredible against Rankin. Savannah Marshall, one of very, 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 very few female fighters I'll actually watch. One of very few. Her. I'm trying to think here. I'd probably watch Shannon Courtney just so as though because I want to see her get bet. But other than that, they're the only two I'd watch. Don't like Shannon Courtney at all. Don't like that woman at all. Yo, Liam Evans, big up G-Man. Every time. Where were you giving away my prediction, man? That's a 20-minute video. Oh, fuck. Sorry, bro. Fuck, why are you giving away my prediction? Apologies, man. Apologies. Forgot about that, man. Forgot about that. Random boxing talk. What's up, G-Man? Man, big up every time. Random boxing talk. Big up every time. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. I asked Josh Taylor about the Ramirez fight. He said he hoped it was in Edinburgh. I'd like to see that fight in Edinburgh, man. Seriously. I'd go over to that fight if it was in Edinburgh. With Bob Arum, you feel he'd want that in the States. That's just what I'm thinking. I just feel like he'd want that fight in the States. But big up to Josh Taylor every single time. I don't think AJ's fully gotten over the Ruiz defeat. I would question punch distance. I think Fury stops him. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Don't think he's got over the Ruiz fight. Definitely not. But I don't know. I think Fury would be a bit. I thought I was saying that I thought he'd be like that against Wilder, but I don't know. I just couldn't. I can't make a case for Fury stopping him. Ultratech Raw's latest video breaking down Fury Chisora 2 is great. Anyone seen it worth watch? I'll definitely give it a watch after this. Definitely. 100%. Anthony Joshua's the biggest fraud in boxing. All safe fights against 40-year-old bums. Midnight, I get where you're coming from there. He's definitely not beating these guys in their primes. Definitely not. I don't know. Joshua, for me, he's not a bad fighter. He is good. Do I think he's the best of his generation? Hell no. Would I pick him against these top guys? No. But I do think Joshua is good. I think Joshua is good. But he still has to beat the guys in front of him. And look at, hey, Povetkin. Povetkin may be 40, but look, Dylan White couldn't get past him. Ultra too biased these days. I don't watch a lot of Ultra, to be honest. The Fury fight will never happen. I hope you're wrong. I do hope you're wrong. As Sir Layla says, do you see AJ going to the zone with his contract, Sky contract runs out? I see them all going to the zone. I see them all. What I mean by I see them all is that I mean that all these matchroom guys are going to go to the zone. Sky will go back to working with smaller promoters like Dave Colwell and guys like that. And are you a dub? Hell yeah. Don't want to be from any other county. Fuck that. You go to the west coast of Ireland, you will get some hillbillies. You will get some third world. I'm talking third world shit out there in the west coast of Ireland. Oh yes, Jez, yeah, great. That's how they talk. Oh yes, Jez, yeah, fucking great thing, yeah. Yeah, good man. That's why you need subtitles. Which channels will broadcast AJ Fury, both domestically and in the US? They are signed up with. They'll do a co-feature. Like that's probably one of the things they'll do. They'll do probably a joint broadcast. So they'll probably do the same price on ESPN as they would on DAZN. DAZN will probably do pay-per-view for that, to be honest with you. Usyk will step aside money if they throw him enough. I mean, logically, well, yeah. I mean, like, put it like this, right? If you offer someone, say, 5-6 million quid to do nothing, yeah, most fighters would take it. Lennox Lewis did that against well, he was manager for Mike Tyson, but he took step aside so Tyson could fight Holyfield. I think Fury outboxes AJ from long range, lots of feints and outmaneuvering AJ, slow-paced fight. Yeah. I don't think a part of me doesn't think it, Alex. A part of me doesn't think it's going to be the best, most entertaining fight in the world. To be honest with you, really don't think it'd be the most entertaining fight in the world. You would like to see Hrgovic versus Frank Sanchez and Rivas versus Garcia. They're good fights, Devin. Fuck, Garcia versus Rivas. I was wary about Garcia, a heavyweight, although he wasn't fighting anybody particularly good. He's not looking bad at heavyweight now, I have to say. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Garcia a heavyweight, definitely moving forward. 100%. I think he might be all right heavyweight. He definitely can punch. You want to see Canelo in there with Bivol or Beterbiev so he can get his ass beat. Yeah, Bivol's a tough fight for Canelo, I'll give you that. Bivol's going to be a tricky fight. Big up to Reese every single time. I'm not a fan of getting mugged off with mediocrity. One fight a year against the Bulgarian nobody. Yeah, Pulev had seen better days. I will give you that. Fuck, I will give you that. What is up with my skipping the chat here? I don't know why it did that. But big up to Nick. And AJ gets nowhere near greats. Nah, I wouldn't put AJ into the greats. Not yet, anyway. Eddie can't keep working with Sky in DAZN. It's a conflict of interest. Do you remember when he first started working with DAZN? Do you remember when he first started working with DAZN and we saw the issues with Sky then? Like, the issues with Sky were starting when he put that Cheeseman Garcia card on. When he put that Garcia Cheeseman card on, you could see him and Sky were having issues then. Just send that text off there. So yeah, you could see the issues that we're having with Sky. You could see that Adam Smith wasn't too pleased about that. You could 100% see that. So it's only just snowballed since then. Because the Sky shows have not been getting good. They've not been amazing. A lot of the fights haven't been good at all. Yo, big up to gonna say big up. It's skipped. Big up the JPK world. Yo, G man. Big up every single time. 47 in the chat now, Nick. Smash the like. Let's make it 40 likes. How many likes we got now? How many likes we got now? 29 likes. Yeah, let's see if we can get this to 40 likes. Big up every time. Big up every time. Definitely should have been Tio. We talk about Fighter of the Year. I missed a load of comments. I want to go back and, yeah. Richard Dwyer, the king of predictions. Do you know Rod Salka? He picked Rod Salka to beat Danny Garcia. You can't work Dwyer out. Do you watch the darts, G-Man? Adam Smith is here commenting on it now, the World Championship. Yeah, I do watch darts. I haven't really been watching much darts. The atmosphere is not the same behind closed doors, and some of those dart players, some of them dart players, like Gary Anderson, they're not guys I would have much time for. All right, I'll just leave it at that. You know, some of the comments he's been making, some of the things he's done, have really turned me off him. You know, I'll leave it at that. Most people know what that means, right? But there are guys like Josh Taylor who are stand-up guys, and there are guys like him who just aren't. So I'll leave it at that. Big up to Tony every single time, man. Big up to you, man. Every single time. Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, Josh Taylor is going to get KO'd versus Avanesian. I wouldn't be shocked if he did. Well, see, Hunter put up a picture on Twitter. Where he was saying America's #1 between him and Wilder. So he might be wanting to go on that route. What do I think of the LDBC channels saying that Fury Wilder 3 is a bigger fight than AJ Fury? LOL, they are so deluded. Yeah, look, I don't watch any of their channels, man. I never watch LDBC channels. I don't speak. I don't get into any of that where I talk about channels. I don't do that, but they have their own little clique over there. They have their own, they're in their own little world. They can do what they want. We got someone spamming the chat. Florian Marku fighting Ryan and Charlton on 30. That's a good fight. That is a good fight. I'll give you that. That's a good fight. And we got some spamming in the chat in there. I think Marku is going to win. Marku will win that fight. Marku will win the fight. Charlton's all right, but that Joe Lawrence guy was terrible. He was more a character, if you know what I mean. Like, he wore a mask to the ring. He was running the ring. He was a character as opposed to being an actually good fighter. That was really what he was. You know about Peter Fury and Tyson's brother Shane are level-headed men. They talk a lot of sense. They do. They talk a hell of a lot of sense. Like Shane, you'd never think Shane and John were father son, because Shane is real level-headed. And thank you, Nick, for doing that, by the way. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Getting rid of the spam. Appreciate that. That's why I have a lot of you guys with the spanner. Should we get rid of those spam messages? Yeah, they're both level-headed. You see, but I think like with Tyson, that's good. Having someone who's level-headed and all that stuff in there. With Huey Fury, I think Huey needs someone just that's going to just shout and be like, yeah, you need to do this, you bum. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but you know what I mean? Like someone just really in his face might get the best out of him. Yeah, Peter Fury, no doubt, great boxing mind. Oh, he's an excellent boxing mind. He really does. Has got the great Huey Fury shades of Ali. Mick Hennessy will never, ever, 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 ever live that down. You would like to see... Oh, that's an interesting show. You know what, right? I remember when Tony Yoka turned pro and he was with Virgil Hunter. He's not... I don't know who he's with now. But someone of his dimensions, his kind of style, I wouldn't think that's a bad move. Actually, Peter Fury could do wonders for him. You know, Tony Yoka is a good fighter, don't get me wrong. He definitely is. But that last fight against Christian Hammer, oh, Jesus, that was a stinker. Fuck, that was a stinker. Fury, the man, can't do pad work. Peter Fury, the man, can't do the pad work that much. Can he not? Because I don't tend to see Peter Fury on the pads much. Peter Fury's got a good boxing brain. Very good. Very good boxing brain. AJ Joyce would be a great fight. Oh, would. They wouldn't need to sell that fight much either. And I agree with you there. Joyce troubled everyone. I think Joyce does. I think we all allowed ourselves to get up into the hype too much with regards Daniel Dubois. I think we did. I know I did. I started believing that, I always knew Joe Joyce was good, but it was really only when I started really going and watching Joe Joyce's amateur career, I was just like, because you've seen it in the videos I've done that prediction video, and then within a week I'd watched a couple of Joe Joyce's amateur videos, and I was just like, oh, what have I done? I was like, what have I done? And I knew I made a cock up in that prediction video, and I was like, what have I done? So I went back and I retracted that, man. Yildirim in February. Yeah, quick turnaround. Yildirim is a 2 or 3 round job, mate. Maybe Billy Joe or Sweet Hands on Cinco de Mayo. Fans dependent, I reckon, though. But yeah, I could see that. Pad work is very overrated. It's just there to make the fighters feel. I don't like the pads. I prefer sparring. I don't like the pads. I really don't. Like, it's nice. It's nice for a look. It's nice for a look, right? But in terms of what it's actually doing, like, do you know what I think is actually better? Do you ever see where they have those like foam things and they like that with you? That's probably better because you're getting used to things coming at you. So when you're going like moving your head side to side, that's probably better than you do with the pads. Seriously, because the pads and they're coming at you. I hate it when they bring them towards you because they're just coming at you. Like it's so unrealistic as to what's going to happen in a fight. Lopez call Josh Taylor out would be interesting. I'd go with Josh Taylor in that fight. I'd be going with Josh Taylor definitely in that fight. Josh Taylor will knock Ramirez out with easy one since he will get robbed. Oh, he won't get robbed. He definitely won't get robbed. No, he definitely won't get robbed. He definitely won't get robbed. These YouTube, man. Yeah, these YouTube boxers are taking money away from legit boxers. Teddy Atlas, right? Oh, man, I'm sick of it. Sick of the YouTube boxers. It's just fucking bullshit. It really is. Fun fact, Evan, Coach Asgar trained up Peter Fury. Really? Man, big up to Coach Asgar. Big up to Coach Asgar. Follow him on Twitter. Seeing he was in Pakistan, wasn't it? Man, big up. He's a real stand-up guy. Big up to him every time. Have I spoke to Spike O'Sullivan lately? Ross Purity. Big up to Ross Purity every time. Have you spoke to Spike O'Sullivan lately? Seems a great bloke. Nah, man, I haven't actually spoke to him lately. I probably won't be seeing him anytime soon, to be honest with you. But no, Spike is a cool guy. Massive shout out to Spike. Big, cool guy. I won't be speaking to him anytime soon, to be honest with you. Big up G-Man, TT101, hashtag G-Man's Rocks. Yeah, where you get, Dave. Tim Zoo and Charles Conwell both look good, 154. Be good with fights with Lube and J-Rock. Yeah, Lubin's he's still struggling after that Charlo loss, you can tell. J-Rock is so inconsistent. And he's chinny. But J-Rock is so inconsistent. You think Prograis is still a beast. Man, Prograis, that loss won't define Prograis. Not a hope. That loss will not define Prograis. Prograis is a beast. You would pick him over Ramirez. I would too. I think Taylor already beat the second best 140 pounder. I'd go with Prograis. Oh, would I? Yeah, no, I'd go with Prograis. Love to see Loma versus Inoue. No. I'd favor Loma extremely heavily in that fight. Very heavily in that fight. Very heavily. Be interesting, but I'd favor Loma very heavily. Yes, hit the like button. We've got Leighton Evelyn is right. Hit the like button. We've 50 in the chat. How many likes we got? 49 now. 50 in the chat. How many likes we got? 37. Let's get it up to 40 likes. All right, let's get it up. That's what she said. Ragman, am I good at boxing? I'm all right, man. If you see me, put it like this. There are journeymen out there I would fancy myself over. Put it like that. Put it like that. There are journeymen out there in bloody Czech Republic that I'd be like, yeah, I'll fight that guy. But I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I was never that good. That's why I don't box anymore. I was never that good. Gary Anderson is scum in the darts. Gary Anderson is a pussy. Absolute pussy. That's all I'll say about it. And he's so illogical. He's so fucking illogical. I mean, he wouldn't. That's why I don't like him. I used to think he was all right. I think he was all right until I seen him say that when they started playing darts again, he was upset they started playing darts. He was upset that they were doing events in other countries and that he wouldn't travel because, and he cared all this shite. And I was like, man, I've no time for you after that. When I heard, I was like, no time for you. No time for you after that. So I'll leave it at that. You think Hearn's table is getting too big for shows now to maintain a high standard? All the new signs need to fight with the next gen shows on hold. There aren't enough dates. Yeah, like see, he is literally like a guy with a net grabbing all these, Team GB guys out of the amateurs. He can't put those next gen shows. They were shocking. I didn't like those next gen shows. Didn't like them at all because they were just such write-offs. They were just, you knew the results of every one of them. Shane Fury won Tough Geezer. I'd say so. The fruit of John Fury's loins. Darts is very English, based on anti-Catholic Ireland. I've seen that over the years. It's not my cup of tea. Darts is fun to just have a look at, right? But the guys who play it, they're not really. How do I put it? Like, some of them are, but they're not. They're not alpha males, basically. Guys like Gerwyn Price. A lot of people don't like him, but I actually quite like him. I think he's all right. He's more of an alpha male than a lot of the other guys. A lot of the darts players are very they just that's why I like boxing. That's why I like boxing. And even irrespective of what's going on, dart players are just very they're not my cup of tea. They wouldn't be, put it like this, like that dart tour, the people who play on it, I wouldn't really see myself associating with many of them. Whereas boxers, a lot of boxers I could see myself associating with outside of anything. Like, I mean, a lot of boxers I would, but no. Howdy, lads. Big up to Dean every time. Mark Hughes should rematch that Stewart if he wins, because in years to come we'll see it on BoxRec and not realize it was a rub. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get that fight immediately, to be honest with you, because, like, think of it like this: that fight, right, was such a that was horrible. That robbery. I was surprised, unless your man, you know what? Unless your man Stewart is just so happy that he has an O still, that he wants to keep the O. I don't know, because I remember listening to the commentary. I was watching the DAZN commentary, and they even said it, that he was really only coming in there to have a fight, not to win. By his own admission, he was coming in to have a fight, not to win. So I was like, all right, he'll be game then, because he's not really coming to win. So it's kind of like, if I get knocked out, I get knocked out. If I win, I win. And then he gets a draw. I was like, he lost every round. Like, he won round, the 5th round, which was, it was competitive. You could give him that. But damn, how he won that, like, or how it was a draw. I don't know what that referee was watching. I really don't. And you'd imagine, right? Could you, before I read that, imagine if Stewart was the home fighter, and actually, if that knockdown hadn't happened, he would have won that fight, because it was like 5 rounds to 3, which is crazy. It's crazy. Man, do you think Sonny Liston was murdered by criminals, or was it just a mess up with drugs? That was suspicious. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Sonny. I have years ago. My conclusion is he was probably bumped off. In fact, I'm pretty sure he was. Can't prove it, but I would just say bumped off. Liston, there's a lot of, Liston was into things, and his own wife even said it. They said that they found, like, needles that were used, and she said he wouldn't even go near one of them, not because he was anti-drugs, because he was petrified of needles. So make it out what you will. Make it out what you will. Joe Joyce is dangerous. He is dangerous, 100%. Rivas is a beast, and Garcia couldn't touch him. I forgot Rivas's great resume and achievements. I was just staggered. It's a good fight. If they made that fight, I would pick Rivas to win, definitely. But it'd be a competitive fight. Garcia really needs to get more in. He needs to get his feet wet at middleweight, at heavyweight, heavyweight. I hate pads. Broke my yeah. And you know what, right? Sometimes you have trainers and say that you're doing the pads with them, they might be whatever, and maybe they'll just pull it away at the wrong time and you end up twisting your whole body around. It's not nice. For me, pads a bit overrated. It's not realistic. No, it's not. You see, pads are great for show. No, pads are great for show, and you can hear guys, smacking off the pads and this, that, and the other. Be like, oh, listen to the power. They're great for show. They're great to have a look at. But in terms of actually like steel sharp and steel, you're best off sparring. Sparring, hitting the bag. I like shadow box. I don't do enough of it, but you're sparring and hitting the bag. Hitting the bag is great. Like hitting the bag, you really I focus on power when I'm hitting the bag. Some guys try and do a little workout and they do pitter patter. I don't like that. I like throwing hard, big, powerful shots when I hit the bag. That's what I do. Pad work is only good at impressing girls in the gym. That's it. Yeah, that's literally it. Literally, that's it. Literally, that's all pad work is good for. I don't like doing the pads myself. If you like it, I don't mind. But pads are definitely not for me. Oh my god. Yeah, Floyd versus Logan Paul in February will mess up what the oh my god. Well, leave him at it. Get on the bag and imagine a good fighter in front of you. Yeah, literally. That is actually what you do. Or get on the bag and picture someone you don't like very much. But like imagine you're like I've done that last year a few times with a sparring partner. Like I was having a couple of bad days at work, right? And I was just thinking, oh, I don't like this person. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? And I knew it'd be sparring, and I was like, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna imagine this guy's my sparring partner. And I remember I was sparring one of my mates actually, and he's tall, very tall. I remember I got him to the body a couple of times and put him down with a body shot because I was just like, I don't care. I'm fucking. You are this guy. I'm gonna fuck you up. That's why I was sparring. That's the way I was in sparring. It actually worked, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with that. I might stick with that kind of thing when I go sparring again. I might stick, and they were my best spars actually because I was just so focused on going in there and doing a job. I was just like, yeah, you ain't stopping me. Usyk versus Wilder. I go with Usyk in that fight, man. I go with Usyk. G-Man versus Carmel Saras-Mata. Wait there, and I show you. I know who I'm going to make. Right, lads. I'm bringing this off for a sec. Wait there. We got that? All right, there we go. One sec there, lads. Think that's good. Let's make sure that's right. And see if this is right. We'll see if that. There we go. Lads, let's go, right? I'll tell you, if I ever have a pro fight, we go on BoxRec. It brings up Kubrat Pulev. Grand, happy days. We go on to BoxRec, right? We're going to go. Let's go super welter, right? Super welter / middleweight. We're not going to go to world. I'll show you some of the guys who I'm looking at. Who your boy's looking at making his debut against. All right. So we go to welter, super welter. Come on, hurry up, BoxRec. We're going to go to the Czech Republic. All right, send me over there. We'll go. Send me over to the Czech Republic. And let's see who we're looking at. Might fight this guy. Nah, 14-1. Where was it? Maybe it was a middleweight. Middleweight or super welter. But I'll be looking at these guys. I'll be going over the Czech Republic. Be looking at all these guys. Because this is the kind of things, when I'm bored at home, sometimes this is the things I do. I'll be like, who would I make pro debut against? Oh, here we go. I want to fight this guy, Redick Balic. Right? This is who I made my pro debut against. 31 years old, 0-5, 5 knockouts. Stopped 5 times. Look at that. First round knockout, first round knockout, first round knockout, first round knockout, first round knockout. Longest he's ever gone. Right? Is 68 seconds. Right? So make my debut against him. Right? I'll stick around Hungary for another week or so. And then maybe I'll go and I'll try and get one of these other guys out of retirement. We'll take a step up. We'll fight this lad who's 7-45. Mikhail Vosval. And he's been stopped 17. Yeah, he's 36, so I've got a bit of youth there. So I'll fight him next. Oh, he lost to Chris Congo Grant, so I can compare my performance against him. I can compare them. So yeah, that's the kind of things I do. Have a look at some of them guys. But that's who your boy will make his pro debut against. If and when he does. If and when he does. There we go. Back on. There we go. Back on. G-Man versus Fury Undisputed Championship on the zone. I ain't no heavyweight, man. I ain't no heavyweight. If Usyk versus Joyce happens, can Joyce win? Can see, no, he's tied in with Frank Warren, bro. No, he's tied in with Frank Warren, so he's not going to be fighting on Eddie Hearn shows anytime soon. Come with Dan with the darts talk. Nah, we ain't talking darts no more. I don't want to talk darts. I only get pissed off. What happened to Hatman? No uploads for 6 days. It's great content, but we should upload more regularly. Yeah, I do love me a Hatman upload. I do. I've been watching Hatman for many years, and big up to Hatman every time. Great guy. Great guy, so he is. Miguel Burchell versus Archgaval just next year, early next year too. Yeah, Burchell is going to beat the living crap out of Valdez, I reckon. Akali versus TB. That's not a bad fight, man. If he beats Glowacki, I would pick Akali. Yeah, that's not bad. TB to Phoebe, he got badly knocked out. He got badly knocked out, though, against that guy, Doherty, because that was a bad knockout. He was out cold. Yo, Hatman was on the chat the other day. Yeah, man. I had Hatman in here once or twice, actually, in the chat. Those were good times. Those were good times. Just doing the live stream, just home from the boxing gym, got dropped with a body shot, feeling so sore. Man, body shots hurt like a motherfucker. They really do. They're not fun. They're not fun body shots, man. They really aren't. They really ain't fun body shots. Don't like them. As Hatman would say, cream puff. That's it. That's what Hatman would say, little cream puff. Some of them lads are. Broken Nose, big up to Chris every time. Merry Christmas, lads. Go and check out Broken Nose's channel. Big up to Chris every time. Big up to Chris every time. Yeah, Heron is fighting Frampton. So we hear. Heron from me in that fight. It's his last fight, but I reckon Heron from here. Both those Czech guys are better than half the wins on Royals resume. Yeah, your boy's gonna have a better resume. Gonna offer them lads. Gonna go over to the UK. Gonna ask Ben Davison to train me. Gonna go over to the Czech Republic and just fight a couple of fights. Get to about 5 or 6-0. I'm gonna do a Christopher Lovejoy. I'll have like 5 real fights. Then I'll take a few pictures of the lads, pop them up on BoxRec and be like, yeah, be him and around. What are their names? Right, that's Stanislav. That's Stanislavovich. That's Stanistosiek. And that's just Stan. They're all called Stan, so it'll be fine. I'll get away with that. Currently rapping Chris's presence on the floor, trying everything. Man, I don't rap, man. I get people to do it for me. Lazy bastard. I don't give a shit. Come at me. If Akali beats, I'd pick him over Makabu. Definitely. I'd pick him over Makabu. Makabu's not a bad fighter. He makes Bellew's resume look a lot better. Kovalev needs to retire. Yeah, I reckon he's going to get battered against this guy. Personally. What do you think Kovalev's come back? No idea. What money, I reckon. He's getting good pay for these fights, bro. He's getting good pay for these fights. That's what I reckon. That's all I reckon. That's the only reason I think Kovalev is even bothering to do these, because I reckon he would have quit after Canelo. He's getting $2.5 million for this fight. 2.5 or something like that million, man. He's getting well paid. So that's what I reckon about Kovalev. That's literally all I think. That's what I reckon with Kovalev is. Lads, I was only going to come on for an hour. So what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to call it quits here. Stanislavovich. Wait, before I go. Stanislav, the good fighter. Yeah, just make up names over there. They're all called Stan. We'll leave it at that. Just true to yours, your biggest fan. This is Stan. Big up to Bruce Lee. But lads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here right now. Before I go, my last live stream until probably the new year, right? Big up to everyone. Big up to Nick, Devin, Jay, Joe, Helen, Nicholas. Am I missing anyone? Ben, big up to you, man. Big up to you. I get a few other guys in here. Big up to Chris. Where are you? There we go. Big up to Chris. Let's see if I can get all these, because I can only go back so far on these chats. So I can only go back like so flipping far. How far can I go back? Okay, so I can't big up the guys like Unrivaled. Okay, fair enough. But big up to Unrivaled, big up to Jay, G-Man's Rock. Smash the like on your way out, of course, of course. Bruce Lee, Merry Christmas all. Take care. New year, you're taking it to the next level. Man, next year is a big year. I'll big up to Tony. How would I forget that? Sorry, bro. Big up to you, man. Next year, we're taking things to the next level. Merry Christmas to Nicholas, Ra, Graham, Nick. Peace out. It's a shame we couldn't get lads like D and Dell in here, but big up to those guys anyway. G-Man's rocks. Bless up, bro. Have a lovely Christmas. G-Man rocking it. Lads, until I'll still do some videos. Like, don't get me wrong. This is like not me finishing up for the year. I'll still do a few videos. Probably do a prediction video for Garcia Campbell. Big up to Darren. Big up to JP. But in terms of live streams, I'll probably take a little rest until the new year. Probably do one maybe New Year's Day, or probably I'll do one actually straight after Garcia Campbell. So we'll do one then. So probably take a rest till then. Until then, lads, we're calling it here, lads. Appreciate you all. Next year we are hitting milestones. Next year we'll leave it at that. Big things. Big up to you all. Enjoy your Christmas. Have a happy one, lads. I'm out for now.